What's up, Travel Chronicles? I believe it's chapter 94. I haven't said 94 yet, so I think we're 94. It's either that or 93. It's in the title. I haven't figured out by then. New year. Welcome to 2021. I've got a little tickle in my throat. Still smell, still taste. I know people don't get colds or just a little bit sick anymore. If you have anything, you have COVID. So not sure what's going on. This may be the last Travel Chronicles. If it is, I'll try to post it. But if not, then here we are in a new year, and New Year is normally time for resolutions, and I'm not a huge fan of resolutions. We're looking at the clock or the time on a calendar, whoa, what day is it? Oh, now I need to do something. I think if you want to do something, or if you want to make a change and it's the right thing to do, then you just do it. Just commit to it. It's like, oh, well, I gotta wait till Monday. It's like, what makes the difference what day of the week it is? I gotta wait till January 1st. Well, what makes the difference in what position the Earth is relative to the Sun for you to make a change? That's the way I look at it. So this year, though, my goals, I did not complete that's not the police. It's just some kind of truck, because I'm stuck at that stupid light. If it had just been a regular stop sign, I'd have been through already. This is going to end up costing me so much more time. It's unreal. Anyway, I didn't meet the goal of the Under Armour Map My Run challenge, where you're supposed to get 1,020 kilometers for the year. I got to 951, I think. So my goal this year, obviously, is to get the 1021. I ran on New Year's Day, which I don't think I did last year, but it's going to take a lot. I also played basketball yesterday, and I've been having some hamstring pain, like a little bit, kind of like a little naggy type pain. And when I went to play basketball yesterday, like one of the first or second times down the court, trying to pick it up full speed, it's like, oh, I felt it. Them big muscles are weird, right? Cause I think it was like a tear. I think that's essentially what happened. It's like a little bit of a tear, and it's like not torn. I can still walk, but it's when I talk about pulling a hammy, it's kind of what it felt like. I pulled a hammy a little bit. So I'm gonna have to deal with that. I have to baby it a little bit. Stretching it's painful, so it's really sore this morning. Unfortunately, with it being as dark as it is, it's hard to run a whole lot. I'm probably looking at Friday before I can really run anyway. Back to basketball. Face got games on Mondays and Thursdays, so I'm not going to have a lot of time during the week. I suppose if I wanted to, Tuesday or Wednesday would be the first day I could go back to running, but even then it's going to have to be really, really light. I may look at trying to get in some of that backwards running. I seen the knees over toes guy, and he was talking about if you really want to strengthen your knees, you should run backwards. 100 miles. Like if you do 100 miles going backwards, it's like your knees will be strong enough that you will not have to worry about, you can still hurt yourself, but like you'll strengthen the ligaments and stuff because of the motion. Going backwards is going to strengthen muscle groups that you don't, normally use, but your knee needs. So I've been doing a little bit, just a little bit. I'd rather do something more structured, I guess, because I've just been kind of like, oh, here's a straight stretch. Let me run backwards for a little bit, or let me walk backwards. And it's it's a different motion. You do feel it differently, but I think I need to spend more time just doing that at first. But that's one goal. It's going to be tough now. Put myself in a little bit of a hole. Like last year, I hurt my Achilles in the middle of the year, and I've seen the error of my ways there with shoe selection. So hopefully, this year no Achilles pain, but the hamstring always pops up. So I know I've got to do something to strengthen my hamstrings, and my flexibility's not bad. I don't think so. Man, it's so hard to get old, right? Because if something hurts, it just hurts for, weeks. Like my mom, she got a tetanus shot 22nd or something in December, and it's still bothering her. Normally a tetanus shot like a couple of days, but, for her, she's 91, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. She can be frustrating. I'll lay that out there. So here's the deal. She gave the kids silver dollars, like legit silver dollar, like the old school silver dollars that are worth more than $1. I looked a couple years ago, it was $10. Some of them are $30 depending on the age, and then there's ones that are if they were minted by a certain place, like Carson City is apparently a hard one to get. If you get anything minted there, like that can be worth hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars, even if it's not in mint condition. So, we didn't have any of those, but some of them could have been worth like $30. Just because the metal value. I think it is just because of the metal value, just because of the actual silver that's in the dollar. But my mom told my brother that she'd given them away. So my brother says, "Oh, you know what, man? I always wanted one of those." So then she's like, "Oh, can you give him one?" It's like, Mom. And she didn't give them to me. She gave them to the kids, which is fine. Because, when my kids are out there, it's about every week, And my mom stayed with us for about 4 straight months last year. While they were in school, while they were doing other stuff, and that's why they couldn't really, do a lot of the stuff that they wanted to do right there, because we were trying to, keep her from getting sick, because we didn't know what was going to happen with this coronavirus. So we didn't want them going out and then bringing it back in where she was at. But I wanted that dollar. I don't have one of them. Or what is he going to do with it? He has so much crap. So much. Just junk. And it's like, and he's accumulating more. People that bring Mom's food, they had their car break down. Or had a tire or something. So she calls him, come over and get that. To help him with the tire, essentially. Get the air compressor out, tear up the tire, help him. Oh, I'm putting up a chicken coop. It's like, dude, you're almost 70 years old. Why are you bothering with chickens? Like, it's like, why don't you help take care of your mom? Right? The reason that Dina had to go out there, and keep in mind, he lives a mile away from my mom. The reason Dina had to go out there was because he couldn't take her to the doctors. So she's got to drive an hour, get out there, pick her up, take her to the doctor, and then come back. But he didn't have time. It's like, dude, it's like literally she's like almost at your house already. Oh, I'm busy. Okay. Maybe you should like declutter. Like you're self-employed, so trim down the schedule. Tell people you have something to do for your mom. I think people would understand. That's the thing. People are going to understand that, because everything he's doing is it's for himself. It's like, oh, I got to take my truck to get it worked on. I got to take it up here to get it worked on. I gotta take this tractor somewhere else. It's like, that's not helping anybody but you. You're not helping anybody. Like, if you're doing something that's like, oh, I already promised I was gonna help this other person today. Okay, well, that makes sense. But why don't you reschedule it from when I can take you? Because I know I'm the closest one, and it would be easier for me to take you than for somebody else to come do it. I mean, it'd be easier for him because then he don't have to do it. And he can just stop over when it's convenient and then plow all the gravel out of the driveway. I spent 40 minutes shoveling gravel from where he plowed the driveway in 10 minutes. Literally took 10 minutes to plow the driveway. And I took 40 minutes to shovel one spot. There's 3 spots that need shovel. I got one, and it took 40 minutes. Now it's all melted, so the gravel's all like right into the grass. It's so bad. It's so ridiculous. Like, just take time to do something the right way. Like, if you're doing something, but it's gonna take somebody else 4 times as long to clean up the mess as what it took you to make it, then you're not doing it right. You're not. You've got to do things in a way that there's minimal cleanup, for one, or 2, that the cleanup doesn't take as long as what the actual process did. So if it takes you 25, 30 minutes to plow the driveway, and okay, there's 10 minutes of shoveling just to get the stuff, back off of the sides, that's fine. That's fine. I can deal with that. What I can't deal with is an hour and a half of shoveling gravel for 10 minutes of work. That's so ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense to me. But everything he's done over there, like, he'll come cut a limb off of a tree or cut a tree down, and then he just leaves a complete mess in the yard. It's like, oh, I figure you can get that. It's like, I cut it down and moved the tree out or whatever, and that took all of like an hour and a half, but you're going to be cleaning up limbs for the next 2.5 hours. So don't bother. Don't need your help. I don't need that help. That is not helping. When you create more work for somebody else when you help, that does not help. Like, clean up your mess. That helps. Oh, I took this down. I cleaned everything up. Everything's good. All right, cool. But no, I did this as fast as I could and get out of here. I left a mess, and the yard's all screwed up from where I drove my tractor all over the place. Oh, okay. Thanks. But I helped. Oh. That's not helping. Oh, the other thing is I'm going to start reading the Bible more. I guess that's not really biblical. Although, the funny thing is where I'm reading in Kings. Like, I started in Kings. Look, I've read or listened to on audio all the New Testament. That used to be my thing, like around Lent. Like, I would start listening to the New Testament. Been through that. I've read a lot of the book. I'm not going to sit here and say I've read every single book in the Old Testament, because I definitely haven't read them in order. But I'm just going back through and picking out one. I think Kings is pretty interesting, and it is, because that's the one with Solomon in it, where he takes over for King David, and Solomon's kind of brutal, because like in the first 2-3 chapters, he already killed his brother. His brother asked his mom, was like, "Hey, can you tell King Solomon I want to marry this other girl?" And it's like, man, because if it comes from you, he'll let me do it. And it's like, no, he's going to kill you. He's like, who asked you if he could have her as his wife? He's like, well, he did. Oh, no, he's dead. It's like, dang, that's brutal. And I don't know what all the implications were. I mean, it doesn't explain everything how. I'm sure there is some type of a deeper explanation out there somewhere for why that was so bad that he asked. Like, it was going to undermine him so much. It's like, oh no, we're not doing that. He couldn't just tell him no either. He had to just whack him. off kind of rough. I'm not saying I'm going to whack my brother. I'm not saying I'm the king. I'm just saying it would be nice to have help, like actual help. But yeah, so I'm going to read that more. I'm going to get into it. Try to a little bit every night, just a chapter. We'll see how it goes. I'm slowing up on games too. I'm just gonna play Brawl Stars with Elijah in the evenings. Clash of Clans, Boom Beach, I'll keep up with that stuff. But Clash Royale, that's the one probably I played the most. But it's just, it feels more like work than it does like you're actually playing a game and fun now. It's like, oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to do this, and it's gonna take like 20 minutes of time. You know, I can't just play at my leisure, and it's not as fun getting the chest and stuff. So I'm gonna be done. Left my clan today. I don't really know anybody in it. It's just, you know, time to be done. Time to move on. That's what I said. Like, you know, look at the calendar. I did want to finish the war that I was in. I felt like I owed him that. I looked last night though. We always we'd finish the race in second place and then end up on the last day in third, and then we'll lose trophies. And it was just, you know, that was frustrating too. 4 weeks is a long time. You're supposed to attack 4 times a day. That's just too much. Alright. Well, I think that's all. So we're starting off injured. We got no vacations for about the next 3 months. No holidays. But maybe vacation days, just because you never know what's going to happen. Like last year, I spent a lot doing stuff for Mom early. So hopefully she's okay. We'll see. All right. Well, here's hopefully to a better 2021 than 2020. And be careful and stay COVID free. All right. Later.